Hey, Facebook friends, YouTube subscribers, how are y'all doing today? I am doing wonderful. Here is my third review for today. These are movies I've seen in the past. I'm running, like I said, I've been behind. My third review is for The Shack. It is a religious film. I don't go to a lot of those because sometimes they're so preachy. There's a few I really like. I like The Passion of the Christ by Mel Gibson, Facing the Giants and Courageous, Grace Unplugged, and then The Shack. The Shack is about um, a man with a family. He has three kids, a daughter, two daughters, and a son, and a wife, and his life is happy. He has a bad childhood, abusive father, and which you kind of see when he's dreaming in the first sequence of the movie. And man, the dad was horrible. I mean, I'm not gonna go into the details, but I was reading the part of the book, and what they showed in the movie was not nearly as bad as what the book had. I was, I don't know if it's based on true story. I've got to look that up. But it's a beautiful film. It's a gorgeous film. It's the guy, like I said, he's kind of into church and into God, but he doesn't really know where he stands. He's had a rough life, and he's happy. He goes to church with his family, but tragedy hits the family. I won't go into details. And he's not coping real well. The family's not coping well. They lose a family member. Let's just put it that way. And it's not. It's a tragic event. Well, he the main character is played by Sam Worthington, who has was in Avatar and the Clash of the Titan and the Wrath of the Titan movies. He's the main character. He has a good friend played by Tim McGraw, who's a deacon in his church, and of course, we all know who Tim McGraw is. Friday Night Lights, The Blind Side, of course, one of the best country singers out there. His wife is played by Radha Mitchell. I have seen her in some other films. The stuff I remember her from is Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen, the Gerard Butler action movies. And then Octavia Spencer is in the film, and she's talented. I love that. Her in Hidden Figures, The Help. She's a good actress. Well, the movie goes along. He's kind of coping with the tragedy. I'm trying not to give this movie away, but it deals with tragedy and it deals with what the family's going through. Well, he goes back to the shack where the tragedy happened. And, or I think he thinks he goes back to the shack. Let's put it that way. And he comes across and he passes out in the shack and comes across God and Jesus. And God is played by Octavia Spencer. She gives the human face to, well, he calls him Papa. And it gives him the human face to God. It's a beautiful film. I was in, they're trying to, and he comes across Jesus in the film. And it's a beautiful film. He's having to deal with his spirituality, he's dealing with his tragedies. And Mom and I went and saw it a couple of weeks ago. And it kind of, it kind of brought back some memories of, you know, past tragedies and stuff, and how God's always there for you. It's a beautiful film. It's a spiritual film. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up on that. If you're not into that sort of thing, I consider myself a Christian, and I do go see films. I like religious based films. There's some that are, like I said, kind of preachy. And they don't really have a story. They're just trying to shove a message down your throat. But then there's stuff like The Shack, which is beautiful and really does show you a message about God's love. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful. Very wonderful performances by the whole cast. And he deals with tragedy. He comes across God. It's based on the book The Shack, which I know Walmart sells it, Target sells it. And it had a Bible study a couple of years ago. I know my Uncle Clyde taught the Bible study, if I remember right, a few years ago. I remember him talking about something like that. I might be wrong. It might be a different shack, but I'm pretty sure it's the same one because it's a religious based book. Um, It's a beautiful film. I would definitely recommend it. And if you've had some issues in life and you want to see something that's uplifting and that kind of has some answers, you know, about how life is, I would recommend The Shack. I'd definitely check it out, y'all. Talk to y'all later.